Hall is the equivalent of they don't dance no more. They don't dance.
So we up. We live,
I ain't
man.
never think about that.
Welcome to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother John.
I'm your boy, Shawty Soprano.
Hey man, it's your brother Reed no more, man.
Hey, and we're here to help you start your week off right. So if you're joining, you're on Facebook, facebook.com. We're probably on Power Plug. I think we live on Power Plug.
Hey man,
Power
we in the
Plug.
building.
Man, loving it.
Power
loving it.
Plug, we in the building.
And we also being socially responsible for those who are concerned.
We 4.5 feet away.
But definitely the program is here to help you start your week off right. So if you're watching, man, like the page yourself, share the page, help us spread the word. This program is being brought to you as part of the New Image Project of the Community Development and Training Center, a.k.a. CDAT.
See
See
that?
that?
And we would like to thank you for tuning in, helping us redefine what's cool. Brotherhood, what's good, man?
Ooh.
Is that the best Rick Ross?
Hey
that
man,
you
that's what's
got?
good. That's that Florida vibe, man. It used to be
Or
Yeah, it
like
used to be on. That's
or like GameStop did in New York. They say it's burr. They say
that's
GameStop is.
like
They say GameStop is burr.
okay.
It's gonna be cold.
BRR.
Okay. I see.
Burr.
I see. Yeah, we gonna talk about.
I see
that
how you
in a
starting
minute.
off.
Well, yeah, we gonna talk about that. We gonna really get all the way up into that thing though, man. Black History Month tomorrow.
Whew.
First day of Black History.
Every day is Black History Day to me.
You better know it.
Every day, every day. I'm with Charles Soprano on that right there, man. Every day Black History Month. But let's not be the ignorant folks.
Yes,
And-
when the stars align.
when
Yeah.
the stars lined up, man, everything is all good,
Yeah.
man. And,
Yeah,
and,
when
and
they- as they
shouts
do-
out to Carter G. Woodson, who is the father of Black History Month.
Big shout out to Carter G. Woodson Museum, African American Museum. They raising the flag too, y'all.
Yeah,
So
tomorrow at 11 at City Hall.
So that's what's good. If you really about that life, City Hall, they raising the flag. I will be out there. I think if I make it,
Look, we talked about expectations and that.
I'm gonna be 1,000.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Cause they'll be leaving, wrapping up the podium, and I'll be walking up,
Yes,
flag
sir.
waving.
Right. Already up, right. But yeah, 11 o'clock tomorrow, they're raising the Carter G. Woodson Museum, African American History Museum at St. Pete City Hall. I think this make like the third year of them raising the flag.
Okay.
And here's an interesting backstory, but I won't say it. I got a backstory, but I won't say it.
Ooh.
When we talked about raising the flag. No, I'm going to go ahead and say it.
Hey, say that.
So there was, I think maybe 4 or 5 years ago, they raised the LGBT pride flag for Pride Month.
Mm-hmm.
And I posted, would they raise the red, black, and green? Do you think that they'll raise the RBG flag over City Hall in honor of, black people? And a couple weeks later, it was an announcement that the Carter G. Woodson African American History Museum was going to have their flag raised. And so, not that we take credit for that kind of stuff. But
No, we don't do
sometimes
that.
we kind of take credit for that kind of stuff.
And we will.
I mean, it's a major shout out and salute, man,
Yeah.
because as we work towards raising policy, right, raising the expectations of policies, right,
Right.
as we raise that flag, maybe hopefully inside City Hall, a couple of our city council members will propose some, city legislation that will raise the bar on racial equity in our community.
Right.
We're asking the president to do these things. We're asking everybody else, but we have a city council and a mayor. We have a city system that we can ask the same things of.
Right.
So as they're in the mood of, African American, as we in that spirit, let's see if we can get some local legislation, y'all. This is conversation straight to our powers that be.
Real talk, man. And something that's not just symbolic, but something that's really substantive.
Let's make a real move.
Let's make a real move. And coinciding with Black History Month, the city of St. Pete's renaming the main library. So after about 3 years ago, I think in 2018, Mayor Christman stood on the front of St. Pete's main library.
So
9th
what more y'all
Avenue,
asking for?
And he declared for them to get a new name. The
What more you want?
Hold on. Is you finished? or
No,
is
I'm
you
just
done?
joking. I'm just clowning.
Listen,
I'm just
you
clowning.
gotta stay focused and keep reading, Brother John.
Listen,
The
I'm
only
just
thing
clowning.
he's doing is
Listen.
being black folk in church.
That's
Listen.
Flavor Flav. Okay.
Man, that's black folk.
That's-
That's Flavor Flav.
That's Flavor Flav.
Jam
Black
Pony.
folks
That's
in
Jam
church.
Pony Express.
Preach on, preacher.
Jam Pony Express.
Preach on,
Gotcha,
preacher.
gotcha.
That's all you getting right now.
So that's not an interruption. Stop the rap.
Amen. No, you supposed to just stay focused. Focus and follow through, Brother John.
The library, which also needed renovations, was
That's real now.
America's first African American president, Barack Obama. And I think what they said in the article is that the new sign naming it after President Barack Obama is kicking off renovations of the 55-year-old library. So shout out to to them for renaming the library.
Hey, yeah, and we still got a real respectful request for the change of policies and practice that's adversely affecting the African American community. Respectfully.
Yes, sir. Yeah, no doubt. And so, I mean, never get it confused.
Let's do
When
something
we-
real.
When we acknowledge what's happening, it doesn't mean like it's a full-throated endorsement of all of the inequities and like we with you. But when you take a step, like we acknowledge that you're taking a step, but we know that this is a 1,000-mile journey.
Do something
and,
real.
And they said a 1,000-mile journey begins with a step. It don't end with a step. And
Ooh.
so, but we acknowledge the step
Whoa.
that you're taking.
The marathon continues.
Amen. Whoa.
Other what's good stuff. There was a principal that bought school supplies for children. So you saw.
I want to give a big shout out to that principal,
To
right?
that principal.
Well, really, I want to give a shout out to the educators because you have teachers, you have people, unsung heroes
These
that are
are
doing
facts.
this every day, and they're not getting, this story or because the principal went out his way and did some amazing things.
He actually took a part-time job. So
At
Walmart. He started working at Walmart part-time, and then he
To
donated
buy
his
supplies.
paycheck. He donated his paycheck to those in need.
So in spirit of that, I really salute them because
That's a real
I know the
superhero.
need
Right.
because I know what I'm saying that teachers are helping supply their classrooms.
Is this a local principal?
No, he was
Is it
a
Dade or
principal in
somewhere?
North Charleston.
Oh.
North Charleston High School.
Where that at?
Charleston, South Carolina?
You know what?
That's
I
not
don't have it.
necessarily-
But we can find it. But
We can
it's
find it.
North Charleston High School. He's considered a community angel.
Yeah, unsung hero, man.
This is what he said. He said a couple years ago, I had 2 students who were female sleeping under a bridge. There was another situation where a former student of mine and her daughter was sleeping in the car, and another situation where a former student needed funds to get her water and light bills. So he decided to take a part-time job at Walmart and then donated his paycheck to those who were in need. His decision to stand and deliver led to close to $100,000 in donations, and since his story has gone viral, guess who donated?
Walmart.
Come on.
Listen.
Walmart donated
His job.
$50,000
His
to-
job.
to North Charleston.
So lately I've been calming down and slowing up with my responses because oftentimes they be so on point, they already be in action.
Mm-hmm.
So first thing I'll say, he should have went to Walmart.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yep, that was your first thought.
That's my first thought.
Yeah.
Why, you're gonna go work there when these people are handing out these resources to nonprofits.
Yeah.
They have programs because we done did this before.
Yeah.
There is programs
He
where
was
you can
working with
get-
the best what he was working with.
But listen, there's programs where you can get some materials from them for this. So
Right.
sometimes you got to work smarter and not harder. I'm not knocking what he did.
Yeah.
I'm
He
just saying
that's
there's
all he
another way.
knew.
There's another way
Yeah,
to
he-
skin the cat.
Yep. It's all he knew.
Yo, and
you
I
can tell,
salute
like-
him for it
Yeah.
because
Yeah, big
like I say,
salute.
I know that's needed in classrooms every day.
And like you said, it's teachers that's doing that right
Every
now.
day.
all throughout the year, man.
Hey,
The
man, big
parents,
shouts out to the teachers, man.
the
for
parents
real.
are half aggravated about the fact that they have to supply and give supplies up at the first day of school.
Right.
And these teachers do it throughout the year. So major shout out, man.
Right.
Oh, I got a smorgasbord over here. Y'all got a whole bar.
But here's the bigger picture too. Like I think when we talk about advocacy and we shouting them out for doing that, we have to really look at the systemic problems that require a teacher to have to come out of their pocket to buy supplies.
And why-
That's the bigger
This
issue.
is
right?
Brother, we locked in.
and
We locked in because I was thinking, I'm sorry, Prano. I was thinking to myself, why would the principal have to go pick up a job? But see, when we can have laws and stuff passed, with the same money that the principal's making from the school board could be also allocated to helping these children throughout the whole year.
But see
It's
what
money
the,
there.
But see what the problem is. There's a disconnect from the top to the bottom,
Mm-hmm.
and the top may not realize the needs at the bottom, or may not be acknowledging the needs at the bottom.
Right.
That's another one of them things where we have to find a way to skin the cat different. I ain't gonna say skin the cat because we feed birds, we won't kill them.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
So
Hey, unless the
right.
bird called chicken or turkey, y'all. But
Okay.
I'm gonna just fall back.
But
Unless
a
it's a chicken.
chicken ain't a bird though, man.
Ooh, look at him.
It's a whole nother animal. Look. That's a
No,
whole-
but for real,
Right,
But
yeah.
I'm just saying
Yeah,
because
we ain't skinning cats and we ain't shooting
no, we won't
birds.
do that.
Yeah.
But really, what I'm saying is that we have to find out the box thinking, right? And you need out the box leaders. You need somebody that's willing to say, "Hey, hold on. There's some children on the south side that have no supplies.
Right.
So in January, we're gonna make sure that we get supplies out, or we're gonna have a bucket of supplies to be handed out year round.
And
It's not.
consistently,
Yeah, it's not rocket science. Like these school boards be billion-dollar operations, y'all. 900 million. It be astronomical numbers that some of these school boards get. I don't know his particular school board,
Yeah.
so I ain't gonna say what his town getting, but I'm just saying that there are resources out there available, and we just got to tap into them.
Real deal. Speaking of tapping into resources, the Super Bowl is coming to Tampa Bay, man.
Man,
Super Bowl coming to the Tampa Bay area. I think they said it's the first time in history that a home team was hosting the Super Bowl at their home stadium. So shout out to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. What we wanted to talk about was the economic impact of the Super Bowl. Talk to us about that.
dollars make sense, man.
Hey man,
What's the economic impact of having a Super Bowl in your city?
I mean, you guys, it's an event. And it's an event for everybody.
Yeah, I think it's the mega event of the world.
I like to start off with my homies, you know what I'm saying? The barbers and the stylists.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You getting people that's gonna get cleaned up.
Yeah.
You got people that's coming from out of town, all over the country, and then all over the world that's coming to a Super Bowl town.
Mm-hmm.
And so the economic impact, I mean, you start from the club owners.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Motors,
Big,
yeah.
man, big shots out to EXO, man. Big shots out to Big Bo, man, for coming home, man, and being a supplier of almost all the entertainment for Tampa, Florida, man. That's what
Right.
That's what the Bird do, man.
Real
You
deal,
know what I
man.
mean? But it's just money all around the place, man. You got people around here that's gonna be set up, man. They have their Super Bowl parties, man. It's like the
Yeah,
fight party.
I saw a guy selling selling shirts on 18th Avenue, Tampa Bay Buccaneers shirts. Like,
Man, look,
Man,
it's
the
hustles.
Super Bowl parties. You finna be paying $5 to go in somebody's backyard to watch a football game.
Yeah.
And in the real world, that's what the Super Bowl will do.
Yeah.
So the
Yeah,
opportunity, I think, is going to go from Tampa into all surrounding counties because they're going to need Airbnbs, they're going to need rentals, they're going to need Ubers. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? People going to need everything there is. They're going to need barbecue. You
Yeah.
get what I'm saying?
And
They're
the
going to
thing-
need
So restaurants, foods.
Yeah.
When they come into town, they're not coming just on Sunday. They,
The,
they
the,
come-
T-shirts,
the
hats.
populous city.
they-
urban drinkery. People
urban-
people
shout out
really
Urban
need
Big
to
shouts out
find
to
a
Urban Drinkery
they-
too, y'all.
if you are that type of person, you need to find a way to capitalize on these type of events when they come. This is like an MLK for the region.
yeah.
What MLK
But
is
this
the same
is
piece.
an MLK on steroids
Yeah,
though,
times
because
a
the
thousand.
thing of it is the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl, you can know when it's gonna be big in America because the first place you gotta look at is where the grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
When the grocery store start making changes and displays and stuff for a certain thing, it's big, right?
Yeah. And soon as you walk in the
Super Bowl.
in the
Come on,
grocery-
man.
yeah.
Chips buy one get one free.
Yeah,
When
yeah,
Chips
yeah.
buy one get one free, you got a major holiday going on, and this
Yeah.
is a football game, y'all. But it's a major holiday in America. So the town itself that's hosting the Super Bowl in the surrounding area is major money exchange going on, man.
That's what's up. So shout out to everybody who able to tap in. I don't think it's too late. Just you got to link up and connect with the right people, and you can tap in and benefit from this economic impact beyond just watching the game and enjoying the sport and play.
Host a party, man.
Host a party, yeah. You
Super
just
Bowl
gave me an
crowd
idea.
party, man.
I got a yard that can accommodate a few people.
Hey, brother
We
John
might
got a
be-
yard.
Hey,
Oh, yeah, man,
$5
big shouts out
people
to-
pay $5 to come watch.
Big shouts out to the game rooms, man. Big shouts out to everybody throwing a party in their backyard. You
Yeah,
know,
man.
Hey, man, big
selling
shouts
plates,
out to that
Super Bowl baskets.
Yep.
Shouts out to that brother inside of all of us, right? That hustler inside of all of us, right? You know what I'm saying? Because that hustler inside of us, right? When it hits certain things, it be like, oh yeah,
yeah.
what I'm
They
saying?
doing what?
And so I'm around here with a casual conversation. They make money and stuff in Super Bowl time,
They
man. They
doing
charge
what?
$5 to get a yard. Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah?
I got a yard.
Oh, they buying barbecue? I got
You
barbecue.
might be able to pull something.
I got barbecue.
And if I don't, I know who do.
Hey, but for real, y'all, this
Yeah.
in days like this is what make people career. Like people
Facts.
start businesses off of this. People
Facts.
start, legacies off of big one-time events.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why we were standing so strong on MLK because of the ability for a community or a person to really launch what they're doing or supplement what they're doing
Yeah.
through one event.
Right.
One day.
That's right.
This whole build up, shout out to the promoters. Some of the biggest shows that's happening ever is on those next 5 days, next 6 days.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it's just a lot of star power, man.
That's real.
In one weekend, really.
Big shouts out to Kiana Pretty Girls Rock, man. Y'all check it out, day party.
Yeah.
There it is.
Look, it's gonna be a whole list of those. So also, there's a whole list. I seen a bunch of people doing parties. A lot of artists coming to this.
Listen, man, if I was really where I used to be, man, I would probably be at a lot of that. But I don't think my mind really there. You know,
Yeah.
I might slide or pull up something, but not really.
Right, right. Another thing I saw too was the NFL player almost murdered his girlfriend or something like that.
That was wicked, man.
Over the
Man,
weekend.
And they
that
ain't even
was-
talking about it.
Man, and
Little
that's what we
sister,
here
she
for,
was a sister
man.
too, man.
So this is what I saw. You got it, you know?
Yeah, I got it right here, man.
What's happening with
Chad Wheeler, man, is his name, and he's also a former Seahawks NFL player. So he's not even a
Not active, okay.
And I didn't like the excuse that I heard that because he wasn't like a high level player, like that didn't mean nothing. You see what I'm saying?
That's why they're not talking about
Oh,
it?
it contributes to the
Yeah.
news cycle.
I just like this.
Okay.
I
you know,
like-
your name contributes to the news cycle.
But,
you get what I'm saying?
But I say this right here: though, your name ain't your name when the company you work with is bigger than your name. That's why it's an NFL.
But
player.
when it's Joe Schmo, you know what I'm saying?
True.
When it's the janitor,
True.
He employed that NFL. He slaughtered 30 people.
Yeah.
He might
Man,
not,
if an NFL janitor slaughtered 30 people, man, that'd be the first thing you hear about.
Yeah,
But
NFL
I forgot to tell y'all
Okay.
though that in particular, there's a
That was
lot of
bad.
there's something that we haven't had on the Breakfast Club in a minute, y'all. But with this particular show, man, we were able to bring it back a couple of times, and this particular time or this particular story, man, it is coming to you live from the white privilege section, y'all.
live from the white privilege
Because
section.
what I was able to
Insert music.
what I was able to recognize too from this story though, Brother John, was that it actually got wings from Plies.
Okay.
Plies was on his social media, so big shots out to Plies for seeing that the sister was almost dead.
Mm-hmm.
This dude,
That was wicked, man.
Man, this talking about beyond wicked. This dude, she say that he came back into the room and said, "Oh, you still alive?"
Yeah.
These are her words.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, it said Wheeler strangled her until she lost consciousness twice and expressed shock that he hadn't killed her.
Yeah.
In the days since the Seattle Seahawks dropped him, so he was active when he did it, but then
Common
after that, they
theme,
dropped him.
y'all. You got the white dude, man, with the horns and stuff, man. In the insurrection, man. Then it started to come out that he had slave pictures and all kind of little wicked pictures with his black wife, and all this kind of stuff. And then, and the next thing you know, you got this dude right here beating a black woman. They he did what they do, right? And because when you put your hands on a woman to a certain degree, they call that a white man whooping, man.
Yeah.
And he did exactly that, man. As horrible as those images are, man, it's not amazing. It's beyond sad to even see how we can know that if a young black kid did something on the news, we can tell because they have a picture of him. And when a young white kid do something, you don't see nothing. To see that this dude did this to a woman, man, and to within of an inch of her life, man, and not to even get an honorable mention on the news until a brother brings it up, a rapper, you know what I'm saying, bring it up. Like, that's what we talking about, that change, y'all. This is what the Breakfast Club is all about, though. You know what I'm saying? Bringing our news, what's relevant for us, because what's relevant for us is not also necessarily relevant for other people as well.
That's it. And Royce said it. I think he summarized it well. Come on home, black woman. That's all I gotta say.
That's real, Royce.
Come on home.
That's real.
Other Super Bowl news, and then we're gonna get up off of it. 22-year-old poet performing at the Super Bowl. So Amanda Gorman, the poet who performed and basically brought the house down at the inauguration.
And
she's
that's
gonna
that
be-
moment.
She's going to be the first poet to actually perform at the Super Bowl. So shout out to her as well.
That's
Yeah,
that
man.
moment.
Yeah.
And big shouts out to the intellectuals coming back, y'all. I don't know if y'all
Smart
recognize
is.
it. You know what I'm saying? You know, having intellect. You know what I'm saying? That's big, cause the Super Bowl is the height of savagery, right?
Yeah.
Because football is like a savage sport, going back to the Romans or whatever.
Right.
Right. And you got to realize that when you bring a poet in there, especially a young lady with such eloquent words, you know what I'm saying, that raises the intellect of a community.
Right, right. And also the images. We talk about the new image project.
Yes. It's such great imagery.
And another thing too, I think is good to note is when we talk about expectation and execution, right? That was kind of the Believe and Do Good. If y'all missed it, you can go back and watch the replay on Power Plug Facebook page. But the being prepared for the success, because after she became known at the Capitol, like, people start Googling her, researching her, and she got a book coming out. So
Yes,
she
and
got
pre-orders.
poetry,
My little br-
pre-sale order, but like you got to be ready.
Yeah, we was talking about that.
for those moments.
You gotta
My
be
little
ready for
brother,
the
man.
shine.
My little brother, man. Big shouts out to bro. He was following her like literally within an hour after that poem she read in the inauguration. She popped up 1 million followers on Instagram like
Instantly.
within 1 hour. So
Yeah.
he just watched it go up like he watched the Versus count go up.
Yeah.
Like, hey man,
Yeah.
there's 500,000 people on here right now.
Yeah.
Like literally within 30 minutes, she was at a 500,000 half a million more followers.
Right,
And
right.
within an hour, she was at over 1 million more followers on her page, man.
With-
Just from reading, man.
With her going to the inauguration, like that puts a spotlight on the spoken word like never before.
Yeah.
And you know, big shouts out to hip hoppers, you know, the speakeasies, you know, all the people who do that. You feel I got a lot of love for them. I do poetry a little something, so watch out, your boy. I might be coming out with my poetry
Yes, sir.
book.
Why not?
Cause she inspired me. Listen,
yeah.
when you inspire and you, I mean, I allow myself to be inspired by others. I don't say, oh no, that ain't nothing. No, I'm
That's
inspired.
right. That's
That-
right.
I
Yeah,
kick
'cause
my
okay,
game
let me
too.
Let me pull my pen
Let me
out.
pull my. I kick my game
kick
too.
my game too,
You know
man.
what I'm saying?
That's real.
So it ain't nothing but love because I love it because she, like I say, she's raising the art form to almost its highest level since like Socrates and Plato, bro.
Yeah.
Poetry,
Yeah,
being
she do got it like
that's raising the game when you bring it to the highest, most watched thing, and that's the Super Bowl. And this is back to the intellect part, the intellectuals. That's who was doing that poetry game. You know, the black African philosophers. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I mean, we should have started with this right here, but I'm gonna just end it with this right here. But when I pulled up to speak about the great Cicely Tyson
Yeah.
and
Talk about
rest in
inspiring others.
talk
rest
about
in
it.
paradise, you
Yes,
know,
yes.
for the career that she had as a strong black woman in so many scenes, it was so fitting and so much love for her. She was like the perfect grandma
Yeah.
in a point in her career, man. Where
Yeah.
you knew who was playing the grandmother, so it wasn't that she was a grandmother. It was Cicely Tyson, so you knew she was a strong black woman from all
Yeah.
those films, and
Yeah.
so encouraging. And big shouts out to her for her career. That's what we like to say around here is big shouts out. So, but
Yeah.
much love and respect and rest in paradise. But when I pulled up the people who had died, I'm sorry, brother John.
No, can I say this real
Yes,
quick?
yes, sir, yes, sir.
Because one of the things that stood out for me when they was talking about her biography, you know, reading her autobiographies and all of that, was that she wouldn't accept certain roles. Like she wouldn't be the prostitute. She wouldn't she wouldn't be those roles that negatively showed our people. So I think that's huge when you think
That's
about
right.
the history. Like you got those options now, but it's like, you know, 40s, 50s, 60s,
right.
70s.
That's right.
This was like
So
in a
no,
time
no,
when
that
all
show
was
that
happening.
show you. She showed that you always had that option.
Yeah.
That's
Right?
that's right.
She's a demonstration of black excellence.
Yeah.
She
You know,
is
saying who I wanna be.
unapologetically
Yeah, saying
acting.
who-
Yeah,
what roles
I'm
gonna
saying
play.
who I want to be.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
and,
Who I'm gonna play.
and that's what a strong actor is. You know,
Yeah,
when you
that's
look
right.
at certain actors, there's certain roles and certain things they won't do inside of those roles.
Yeah.
And
So-
she's just like, hey, I won't even do that.
Right.
Don't even bring me no slave scripts. Or now she did have a couple of good
Yeah, I think
slave
she was
roles.
in-
She did
in
have a good role.
Roots. Yeah.
She had a good role. And
Yeah.
that's where I knew her from.
Yeah.
Roots.
But
So-
it was like, yeah, go ahead. I'm
So
sorry.
so watch this though, y'all. R.I.P. to Tommy Lasorda. I didn't know that he had passed away on January the 7th. He's a Major League Baseball
Yeah,
legend.
Tommy
I
Lasorda.
remember
Yeah, he
Tommy.
came to Tampa
Yeah,
Bay
yeah,
one
yeah,
time
yeah,
or
yeah.
somewhere around here.
He passed away on January the 7th. So R.I.P. to him as well. And also R.I.P. to Larry King, man. We are doing
Yeah.
the thing that we saw him do all our life, y'all.
Yeah.
Which is host interviews and talk to people
Yeah.
and be very opinionated. So we want to say R.I.P. Also, he passed away on January 3rd. And last but definitely not least, big shouts out to a real one. You know what I'm saying? And that's going to be a Hank Henry Aaron,
Yeah.
who receives all kinds of
hammer.
death threats. Hammering Hank, that's right, Prano.
Hammer.
Yeah.
Who receives all kinds
Please,
of
Hammer,
death
don't
threats.
hurt him. That's where Hammer got his
Just-
name from.
That's right. That's right. That's
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
Who received all kind of death threats just for breaking Babe Ruth's
Yeah.
record. You know what I'm saying? And he was in the South doing that as Atlanta
For
Braves.
being great. He
You know,
was
that's the definition.
he was really
That's right.
persecuted for being great.
Yeah.
And
That's
that's
right.
what black greatness get. That's what black excellence get. They they put chinks in your armor. They can shoot at you. You get what I'm saying?
And if you are effective, they're not gonna like you while you're living.
Listen, when
You
you
see
are
what I'm saying?
effective, you get the MLK treatment. Right? And what the MLK treatment
That's right,
is,
that's what I'm talking
you get
about, Prano.
ostracized.
That's right.
You get villainized. You know, they punish you for your growth.
I'm gonna add to what
Right?
you just said. When you are effectively changing the status quo, they're not gonna like you while you're alive. They'll celebrate you once you're dead when you're not able to put demands on
Martin
you.
Luther King was going to jail. Like he's always going to jail, and
Criminally
black pastors in those different towns was always congregating with the
Listen.
police.
Listen.
Listen to that.
Listen,
common theme,
Brother John, didn't I
right?
say that? I said, listen, they had the pastors
That's right.
telling this man not to come and telling the police to arrest him when he arrived.
Yeah.
That's the same thing they were doing right here in
my
St.
God.
Pete,
So-
2020 and
So,
20.
so y'all,
You
I just
feel me?
tapped on a black woman face, man, who passed away this year,
Mhm.
and her name is Marion Ramsey.
Okay.
and I don't know who she is. So I clicked on her.
Okay.
And I see several pictures. And then the first picture of her is the black woman who was the cop on Police Academy, man.
Oh, that's-
Wow.
The squeaky
Yeah,
voice,
yeah,
man.
yeah. She
Oh,
Passed away, man,
Lord.
January the 7th, man. So she was born May 10th, 1947.
Rest in power, Queen.
In Philadelphia, that's right, man.
Marion
Rest in
Ramsey.
power, because as a child, we definitely remember that face, man, on Police Academy, man.
Right.
But she passed away January the 7th, the same day Tommy Lasorda.
Speaking about our
passed away.
ancestors, they never gone. They always here with you.
They always
Yeah,
here with
remember
you,
that.
y'all.
And-
Absolutely.
And I want to back up a minute and talk about we talked about people being arrested for their political stances and views. What's going on with the Capitol riots and insurrection? I know it's people being arrested for that too.
So I mean, so
Wait, that should be in the white privilege section because
So-
they shouldn't be able to be arrested from
I got
home.
you. Hey, Prano, you know,
They
you
shouldn't
know
be.
I got
They
you.
shouldn't be able to be
Man, you
arrested
know
from
I
home,
got
man.
you, man. But what
This
I
house
said
arrest.
earlier- What
Pick up after you.
what I had said earlier was what, y'all? I said that today's theme is gonna be actually a couple of stories that's gonna be from the white privilege
But
section,
when you
man.
read a lot of local news, you're gonna see live from the white privilege sections because white privilege is on full display. And if you feel uncomfortable when we are talking about the white privilege section, maybe that's something internal that you might have to look at because it's real.
Yeah.
Right? Because you can look through your newspaper today, the things we're not gonna touch, but
I don't
you can guess
care.
what? White privilege all over it.
I start caring in a second when I realize that I'm caring about what's offending somebody's ears, and but it's something that me and everybody I love is living.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I have to love myself enough to say, you know what I'm saying, let me just cut out the madness, because these conversations that have to be had, it's got to come from somebody's mouth. You know what I'm saying? And what I knew that I not knew. One of my teachers, Professor Amos Wilson, would always say, be careful, because the psychology of an African is when one white person comes into the room, the whole conversation is going to change, because people don't want to make that one white person feel uncomfortable. You see what I'm saying? And then that one white person, they say sometimes is a liberal, so they'll white supremacist the conversation. When you try to have that conversation about race in the country, they'll look at you like, hey man, I'm one of the cool ones. You don't have to, like, we don't have to even talk about that, man. Like, you think about it, I'm not like them. And what they're doing is they're Euro stepping that conversation with you as well by presenting themselves as being, you know what I'm saying, not like the others. But with black people having 2% of America's wealth, that means that we are incredibly insufficient, or something else is going on. And big shouts out to the
Fix
brother.
his own, y'all.
Yeah, big shouts out to
I
the
ain't
brother,
gonna
the Black
stop.
Tax, man, because a lot of information is in that book about what's really going on in our arena in America.
And if you look on our page right now, it'll say the mysterious or the fictional black middle class.
Okay.
So like 60s, 70s, they robbed us of our middle class and they blurred the lines. And as the wealth and computer and technology gap grows, the wealth gap grows. And
Right.
then you can't tell a middle class black person from a poor person who's doing well.
Right.
So
Now,
Richard,
look, listen what I said. You can't tell a middle class black person from a poor person who is doing well.
Mm-hmm.
You know why? Because they merged the lines.
Right.
So now you go from abject poverty to middle class, and
Yeah.
then wealth is on the other side of middle class.
And a lot of times, middle class is you make just enough not to qualify
Just
for
over
any
broke.
help,
Just over broke.
right? Any
Yep.
of the social programs. So now you can't get
Just
these
over
social
broke.
programs, but you don't make enough to really thrive and
Ju-
excel.
Just over broke, and they keep it's the rat wheel.
J.O.B. Just over
It's the
broke.
rat wheel, and then they keep us in that rat wheel, and we don't even notice it until you're 30, 40, 50. And
And I'm just doing a time check because we got to pick up the pace. We got a lot to cover.
So,
gentlemen.
and I want to end with Bennett. What we mean by live from the white privilege section, man. The dude who had his feet up on Nancy Pelosi's desk. Just case in point, these arrests are still happening out here, y'all. But what's going on is a lot of these people, these insurrectionists, they're going back home, and they're being prosecuted by local federal judges who say stuff like, "Oh, you were the one who was on the at Nancy Pelosi's desk," and they agree with that ideology.
Yeah.
A lot of the problems that's going on right now is like Nancy Pelosi is saying. This is a lot of it's inside jobs.
Yeah.
So it ain't just like it's a bunch of radical people that just stormed into the White House. It's radical people inside inside, and that's what we were told.
Yeah.
We were told this all our lives, that we had to make a change, and we can't make a change from the outside. We should play our part in the political process so we can help bring it down from the inside. But it's not us that's doing it though.
Is
So
that-
hang tight.
So is that what happened with the Black Rioter?
The Black Rider was just the Black Rider, so he was held without, you know what I'm saying? He was just held. You ain't going nowhere.
Everybody else get out, though.
The difference is, though, everyone else, yeah, but the difference is that the local people have been making these people they let them go they let them go on the R&R, but the federal judges in DC have been coming behind that and getting these people rearrested. So the white privilege ticket is being used because a lot of the local judges share the ideologies of these people.
Right.
So they're letting them people go back home. And in Barrett's case, a lot of people were actually sending in photos of him with his feet up on Nancy Pelosi's desk. This dude had a 900,000 volt stun gun on him. And a lot of those people had that. And what he was known to say is, he's quoted by saying, he also commented that the agents may not find much at his house because he had already had people packing up all the stuff the night before.
Because he had been tipped off.
This is white privilege 101, y'all. The young kid murdered black people inside the church and went to Burger King, y'all.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, this gotta stop.
Real deal, man. All right, so in other news, Biden, he on the roll with these executive orders. Two things that I saw, two executive orders that he did. He rescinded the ban on diversity and sensitivity training that Trump said was taught by people who hate America. And he also abolished the 1776 Commission. So I'll lift this up real quick because the ban on sensitivity, y'all remember you may not remember, but during the presidential debate, they was talking about this diversity and sensitivity training, and Trump said, I don't like it because they making people hate America. What they did was they started using the 1619 Project, which basically told American history through the lens of black people in America. So if you telling about the founding of America, you're talking about the history of America through the lens of a black person in America, it don't make America look too good. That's the 1619 Project. So in order to combat that, what Trump did was he started a commission called the 1776 Commission. It's an 18-member commission composed of conservative activists, political intellectuals, and none of them had professionals as historians in the United States. Basically just said, I got a group of people that's going to tell the story the way we want the story to be told. And in this executive order, Joe Biden abolished that commission.
And and also, Brother John, let me back you up a little bit. Like, he ain't even been on the roll. Right? They just doing what new presidents do. And the first thing a new president do is unravel the stuff that didn't sit well with the last president.
Yep.
And so when Trump first came in office, he was known to be extremely busy as well. He never did get a wall completed. Obama started a wall, so the wall wasn't even Trump's idea, right?
Yeah.
But he didn't even get a wall completed because it wasn't about his agenda. But he was very busy the first couple of months of his presidency with what he was doing, unraveling everything that Obama had did.
So that's the play. You're right. It's executive orders, and so it's like, okay, now that I'm in charge, I'm just going to not do what you did. So abolishing the commission, removing the ban on countries, like all of that stuff. Yeah, no, I got you.
And then what I do notice too, though, is just like our last election cycle when we was voting. I think the time before that when we was voting on the dog track, we voted on the dog track, but that also killed vape pens, right? So then they go Biden being extremely busy, right? And one of the things he did get busy on was making sure that boys can compete with girls. I think was that one of them.
I didn't see that one, but yeah, I heard about it, but I didn't see it. Where it's okay now for boys,
transgender boys can now compete with girls
in sports.
In sports.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know. I really ain't even think about that much. You know what I'm saying? I heard some people kind of had a voice about it. You know what I mean? Because little boys gonna be knocking little girls out or whatever. But I don't know I ain't know that boxing was a sport in school and stuff.
Yeah. And the thing with boxing is like, and I learned this just taking my grandson to a boxing camp. He said, you play basketball, you play football, but you don't play boxing.
You don't play boxing.
Yeah.
I like that. you don't play
boxing. You box.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Close to the clutch.
And that's funny. When I tell my son to put his hands up, I tell him to put that smile down.
Yeah.
You put your hands up, you put your smile down.
Yeah, you ain't playing.
This ain't fun right here, but it's fun.
So speaking of running the play, Robin Hood and GameStop.
Ooh.
That was a play.
Step up to the mic, my brother. Look.
we got wealth.
Hey, look out.
Oh, yeah, we got
Look
Wildcat
at
in
the
the
power
building.
of manifestation.
Yeah.
Look at the
Ooh,
power
man.
of manifestation
I shall.
yesterday. When
I shall,
and
and I will be.
Yep.
It shall and it will be.
So, Shawty Soprano, tell us, man, what's the deal with this GameStop and Robinhood thing? What's that all about?
So, a blog on Reddit had been giving out tips, and he had actually betted on GameStop a long time ago. And they want to beat Wall Street.
Yeah.
So to really like boil the water and get you to the middle of it, GameStop and Robinhood are like in the middle of millions of people in an attempt to beat hedge funds and shorting of stocks.
Yeah.
So when stocks go up and down, you have people who take options that stock lose, right? So people have bet on GameStop to lose in the trillions of billions of dollars. And then there's a guy that came along, and then the guy said, hey, I'm going to bet on GameStop because PlayStation 5 is coming out, Xbox is coming out. These games are finna take off. GameStop is finna be the best.
Right.
But he's not an expert.
Yeah.
He's not an expert.
He's a regular guy on Reddit.
Yeah.
Joe
right?
Schmo.
A recognized
He
expert. He has expertise.
So he made about 20 mil. He
That
made
sound like an expert
he
to
made
me.
some dumb money, and he showed it on his Reddit.
Right.
And he's been like, brother, buy
I'm so
this
tired of
stock
these hero stories,
and
these
hold
rich
this
white
stock.
dude stories. Like to make 20 million off of stocks, but you know how much money you
Oh,
have to
it's the
already have in there.
it's a
Let's
digital
start
it's a
right
digital
there.
Robinhood. It's
You can't
ironic
put- you
that
can't
he's
even put $1,000 in there and make 20 millions.
Oh no,
You
no,
just- you
it
had
was-
to have a whole grip
Listen,
already in there.
it was a
So
young
let's just
child.
acknowledge that it was a rich person playing the game off
but
rip.
but hold
y'all.
on, no. But listen, it was a child who put $60 in, and she made $3,200.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
if I would have put 6,000 in,
Yeah.
I'd be 100,000.
Yeah, but
So-
when
so you just keep
but when
adding
we
to
saying
it.
the $20 million story, we have to acknowledge that was a person with a bag off rip, because what we're doing is we candy landing that whole industry by making people think that they can make $20 million.
Yeah, you
you
ain't
mean
gonna
tell me I
make
could have just did that same thing and had $20 million too? Dang, I wish I could have did the same thing. No, you would have had to have 20. You'd have had to have half a ticket in there to flip that like that right there, because a child
No,
with
it's a little
5
less.
cents only
You-
made 3,000.
No,
that flip.
It was like 30,000,
Let me jump in
60,000.
real quick.
Yeah.
Just to elevate the principle.
It ain't too big of a grip.
The principle that's being elevated is, yes, people are making a lot of money, but managing expectations. Like, you got to have some money in order to make those types
So
of
when you're investing, I think people should take investing serious. You shouldn't just make moves off of what you're seeing.
Yeah.
Right. You need to take the time and educate yourself. Right.
and
That's
I
the
think-
first. That's the first part about
Please say what you
investing.
see in them columns,
You have to take
them
your
comments.
time
Yeah.
and really, 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 really take your time and learn what's going on, because
Facts.
people are losing.
Education.
It's people who won, but it's people who are losing badly
Yeah.
because they're not understanding what's going on.
I
They're not really hip. It's just a trend, and that's what I was saying that makes this so powerful. That's what makes this the biggest story of history.
Okay.
Because the new trend is to invest.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Investing has never trended like this ever.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
period. The Super Bowl is coming up, and that is not bigger than the story of GameStop and Robinhood, y'all.
And I think what you said too about educating yourself, I'm gonna give another shout out to WealthCare, which will be on Power Plug.
Big shouts out to
right
WealthCare
after this
University,
program.
man.
Because he's been giving up the game for a while.
I've been missing class, man. I got to graduate.
And I think it's important because I remember with Royce, we was asking about Robinhood, and he was sharing his perspective on Robinhood. I think, with this being the biggest story, I'm sure he's going to talk about it a little bit in his program. But again, time fleeting. We also wanted to talk about this idea of electing black people, and electing black people does not equal a black agenda.
It does not.
Just picking somebody who's black
It
because
does
they're
not.
black
It does
to
not.
a historically black seat, or even a seat that ain't
Be-
historically
because
does
we've
not
already
equal a black agenda.
we've already been saying that in another way. We've already been saying that all your skin folk ain't your kin folk.
Yeah,
So it's already been said.
yeah. And so to that end, what does a black agenda look like?
So a black agenda, I want to talk the first question, but I'll just
Yeah,
skip.
go ahead.
Nah, a black agenda looks like something that will benefit the people in the community, our lowest, right? We say black.
Black people.
We say black, but we're talking about the lowest of the low in our community.
Yeah.
Because
Black.
these are the people that are treated like black folk.
Black.
Like
I don't-
in relation.
I don't want a black agenda does not help people who are treated like black people. A black agenda
It does,
will,
though.
a
It
black
does.
agenda will a real
It does.
a
It-
real
like they say,
I
all
will
time,
put emphasis
high
on this.
tide rules
I
all
will
boats.
put
I want
emphasis
y'all
on
to-
this.
I want y'all
Or
to see what's
sink 'em.
happening.
Or sink 'em.
Let's
Yeah.
watch it.
Or
Let's
sink 'em.
watch what's happening in
Yeah.
real time.
Yeah.
Because here's what's happening.
Look, he's always in real
No,
time.
well, I mean, we got to stay in present.
He's always in real time, y'all.
In real time.
Present.
He don't like
Present.
he don't like Brother John stopping our argument in front of y'all.
Present.
So he clip y'all watching you watching him clip at Brother John for stopping us arguing.
I really do that.
Yeah, no,
I didn't know I did
and
it
he
until
don't like
just
you
said it.
stopping it.
I never
So he
knew
like-
I did that until he said it. He right.
He always present.
He always
present.
Right. Because watch this. We talking about a black agenda, and the first question caused a debate.
off real.
What is well, who it helped?
Is a black.
But
so-
you know what? That's natural. That's that
Yeah.
growth I was talking about earlier. That's why our relationship's so dynamic, because we can get in what would seem to be an argument, but get growth. And I learn his side, he'll learn my side, and then I walk away a little better. He walk away a little better. We don't walk away lesser
Right,
from it.
right.
Yeah,
We don't
yeah,
walk away
and-
hurt
and-
from
and-
it.
and
Emotionally
lesser-
scarred.
Now,
It ain't
now
no-
understand what lesser also too means though for those who out there listening. It just means walking away from the conversation with a side eye emoji mindset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like
Never that,
I'm looking
never that.
sideways at
Nah,
my dog now.
nah.
He,
In your body.
the
Nah.
conversation I left feeling a certain
No,
type of
I'm
way.
gonna learn what he
You
feel
know.
the agenda should be, and he gonna get a piece of what I feel the agenda should be. And then when we get to the actual agenda, it will be better.
But
Yeah.
here's a process note. Like, that's one of the questions that we have to ask when we're forming the agenda.
I
When we
like-
say black agenda, who are we talking about? Like, that's what I'm.
So
who are we talking about?
so we are talking about the black community, historically oppressed, historically.
South St. Pete, because you got South St. Pete.
Yeah, but
who
yes,
sometimes equals
but yes,
the black community.
but
in
yes,
this area.
yes, South St. Pete, but people live all over,
But-
right? The highest concentration is in Black St. Pete, Clearwater, you know, that little park or the park.
I like to target the muscle. So I like to be like these days. You say you gotta be bold and you gotta be willing to say those type of things. I'm not trying to benefit nobody else but black people in a black agenda.
But see, listen,
hold on,
but okay
hold
then.
on.
But
Because
okay
what
then.
hold on, what I'm not gonna do
a
as a black
successful
man.
black agenda is going to benefit more than black people, y'all. I'm
So-
sorry. So first we have to close that side of view, because if it's successful,
don't,
just
because
listen,
we
know who
don't,
else,
because
know who
you
else
don't
going to
have
benefit? Every marginalized community. Because what we're talking about, black represent marginalized communities.
No,
It's
it
like,
don't.
It's like
That's
a math
the way,
problem.
That's the way
But no,
whitewash
it's
and
not.
dilute
It's
it.
not whitewashing and
That's the way you
dilute. It's
dilute
what
black
it
power.
is. So guess
By
what? Only black
infusing
people.
everybody else struggle
watch
with
this.
yours.
Only black people is going to benefit from this agenda. Then it's not successful.
Shit.
Okay.
How?
Shit.
How?
Shit. Man, what I ain't finna do is be a black man telling him I'm finna help solve all people's
You're
problems
not
right
trying to
now.
solve all people's problems, but your problems.
Black people
we are
got
the
issues.
innovators.
The
When we
Arab-
made
the Arab
when we
don't
made
need
the red
our
light.
help.
But when we made the red light, who else benefited from the red light? Only black people. When we made peanut butter, who benefits from peanut butter? Only black people. Come on, man, that's one-sided. Because when you walk down that line, that's the way you're gonna be. And then there's gonna be something on the other side that you're not gonna get to. That's what Kemet really was.
So-
that's why they brought all those people in.
Now you
because
done?
They knew they wanted to see that other side.
Hey, look,
That's
now
why
you
they brought
done?
Socrates in. That's why they flew all the
Socrates
people.
is a thief.
Well, whatever.
He's a
They all
thief.
thieves.
No, there's a thief.
But listen,
Now watch this.
They
Let me-
all
let me-
thieves.
I got you. I
They
help.
all
I
thieves,
help you.
'cause
I help you with ancient Kemet.
I pickpocket good
I
minds
help you
every
with
day.
ancient Kemet. There was a
I
proverb.
pickpocket geniuses every day.
Watch this. Watch this.
Reno got the mic.
I have a proverb from
You got like
ancient.
60 seconds.
Yeah, and Dougie Fresh, we on. I got a proverb from you. The proverb was to not let them come in because they'll soon take over. This is an African proverb to do not let the white man come on your land because they'll soon take over. That is not a Reno proverb. That's an African proverb. Now, if you want to challenge that theory, you can look at the Pilgrim story. We again allowed them to come over and we showed them how to live and how to do things.
But what
And
proverb
they
we
took
gonna use
over.
for us being in it right now?
Watch
That's
this.
A proverb or not.
You go back to where you was like when you was operating it within a theocracy. You wasn't a Democrat. You wasn't a Republican. When you was operating up under a theocracy, you had a rule up under a priest, and that's the way black people was ran. Right? We was ran by loving one another and taking one another and thinking about one another first. The first law of nature is self-preservation. For some reason, to preserve your way of living on this planet has become asinine to you because you're not thinking for with the African mind. You see what I'm saying? And European is thinking with a European mindset. That's why the first law of
I
nature
thought
is
Kemet was Africa.
gotta
So
let-
that means Africa had different minds. Because
I-
one African said don't let them in, and another African welcomed them.
that's the fall.
flying over. Look, and we on the sets, and so that means we really got to stick to the.
Oh,
time.
yeah.
And we not.
Oh, yeah, we
not- we could just take arbitrary.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
We're gonna run it for another
We
20
do that. We do
We
that.
gotta land this plane. So
We learned a lesson today, y'all.
Yeah, man.
We learned a lesson today.
We gonna be good. We gonna believe and do good. Yeah.
So final thoughts, man. Final.
Oh man, I got a lot. We can't
Yeah,
even do this
yeah,
right
we
now,
ain't done
man.
with the final thoughts.
Our minds ain't finally there. But yeah, but look, we gonna just return to like growth, man. Growth is uncomfortability sometimes, and you know you don't always got to be right to grow. You can grow in your wrongness, or you can grow in your losses. You don't always have to win to grow,
That's
or
right.
you don't always have to, whatever.
Yeah.
And big shouts out to the team, man. Power Plug Radio, we on go.
Yes.
Hey man, there's more that has to be done that needs to be said, man. and so with that being said, Ancient Kemet was not like that, man. I don't know what they're talking about, man. And I'm gonna tell you how I know, cause I came back to tell y'all this, man. It's your brother Reno Moore, man. Peace the ancient way, man.
Real deal. And so yeah, final thoughts, man. I think when we talk about mistakes and wrongness, we shouldn't shy away from taking chances because we're afraid to be wrong. I think that's a orientation of this system and this society. They tell us on one hand that you learn from your mistakes, you grow from your mistakes, but then they give you a test and grade you on how many mistakes you make, which make you fear making mistakes. And so look, we are the group that will get in trouble for doing something as opposed to
Doing
getting in
nothing.
trouble for doing nothing. So I'd rather do something and do it wrong than to just sit on the sideline and do nothing.
That's right.
And that's what we mean when we say believe and do good. So thank y'all for tuning in. We here at Power Plug, man. Power Plug Radio. Upcoming next is Wealth Care University with our main man, Negus Royce. Make sure y'all stick around for that, man. Thank y'all for tuning in to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother, John.
I'm your boy Shawty Soprano.
We different. Y'all walking on eggshells. We crushing chicken necks.